A very good afternoon to all my dear accountancy students and welcome to the lecture of Advanced Accounting and Auditing Paper 1. This is Professor Shaurya Shah. Warmly welcome you all to our lecture. Dear students, in yesterday's lecture we completed two methods, that is your FIFO and LIFO. Today we'll be completing the weighted average method on the same sum which you are having, right? So that you come to know about all the methods on the basis of the same sum which we are practicing, right? I hope everyone is ready with the format and you all must be clear with yesterday's part. So today we'll be starting with the WAM method, that is weighted average method on the same sum. Fine. So students, the only difference between weighted average method, right, in FIFO, first of all we saw that whatever comes first goes out first, right? So what is the opening balance remains the same, what the purchases we made remains the same, the initial issues also remains the same, right? Only difference between FIFO and LIFO was when two materials are combined. In FIFO it is written separately at the price at which it came, and from that initial whatever came goes out first. In LIFO whatever came last goes out first, right? Now it is weighted average method. The word itself says weight, average and method, right? So how weighted average method is calculated we'll see. But first of all, whatever remains the same we'll write down, fine? So again we'll be beginning students. I hope everyone is ready with the format and again ready with the sum, right? So same thing, stock register under weighted average method. I'll write down, right? So stock registered under weighted average method. First of all, opening balance will remain the same, right? So I'll write down the date 2017 August 1st, 2017 August 1st, right? What is the opening balance, students? It is 150 kg. Opening balance is 150 kg. The rate is 20 rupees. Opening balance is 150 kg. The rate is 20 rupees, right? So the amount will remain the same, that is 3000, right? My amount will remain the same, that is 3000 rupees, right? I hope it is clear. So opening balance remains the same, nothing in the issues. Again the closing balance will remain the same, quantity 150, amount 20, that is rate is 20 and the amount will be my 3000, right? So far as this is concerned, now you have to keep in mind all the three methods whatever we have done, right? So opening balance remains the same in all the methods, students, right? Again the next is your issued, right? So on 3rd of August you have done issued, so in the receipt it will be dash. Again in issued 50 kg you have issued, right? So as far as I told you that in the initial issue, students, there will be no change, right? So out of this 150 only we are issuing, so my rate will also be 20 here. So 50 into 20 gives me 1000, same like your FIFO, same like your LIFO, right? I hope it is clear. Now out of 150, as such, two materials are not yet combined in our store, right? So what we'll do is, out of 150, 50 is gone. So 100 is my remaining balance. The rate will only be 20, right? Because there is no another material. Whenever it will come, the problem will start, right? So I'll write down 2000 here. I hope it is clear till here, students. Okay. Moving on to the 8th of August. Now what you have done is you have purchased 200 kgs at 21, right? So far as this is concerned, it will also remain same. Quantity is 200, rate is 21. So 200 into 21 gives me the amount of 4200. Issues, it will be dash dash dash, right? So 4200. Now the question arises of valuating the stock, students, right? how will you evaluate the stock under VEM? Under FIFO and LIFO, we used to write down the different material at different prices, right? But here you need to calculate, right? As the method is VEM, that is weighted average method, you need to just remember a simple formula, right? On the basis of that formula, students, you can calculate the weighted average. Fine. What is that formula? I'll write down first of all so that you people are again very much clear. Weighted average is equals to, for every weighted average you need to find out and you need to show the calculation, right? This is P1 Q1 plus P2 Q2 divided by Q1 plus Q2, right? P1 Q1 plus P2 Q2 divided by Q1 Q2, right? Now what is P1? What is Q1? You need to see, students. P1 is the price of the first material which you are having, right? So that is my 20. What is Q1? Q1 is the quantity one, right? Just take here rate and price and quantity. So price 1, quantity 1. Second is your price 2, quantity 2, right? Whatever comes next is your second price and quantity. Whatever you are earlier having is your first price and quantity, right? So P1, Q1, P2, Q2, and same divide by Q1 plus Q2. I hope it is clear. So for the date of 8th August, we will calculate this part. Date is my 8 August. P1 is my 20 into Q1 100 plus P2 21, Q2 200 divided by, students, what I'll divide, Q1 plus Q2. So 100 plus 200. 100 plus 200, you will get the price for the first closing stock, right? So what I'll do is I'll multiply 20 into 100 gives me 2000 plus 21 into 200 4200. So 2000 plus 4200 gives me 6200 divided by 100 plus 200 means 300. So what I'll get is the price of 20.666 recurring, right? So what you need to do, students, is take 20 point up to 2 decimal you can take, right? You can take up to 3 decimal also, but we'll take 2 decimal for accuracy. So 20.67 I'll take as my first weighted average price, right? So 20.67 is my first weighted average price. I hope it is clear. So what I'll do is quantity, I'll write down total. Earlier I had 100, now I have added 200, so I'll write down 300 is my total quantity. I suppose it is clear. And what is the price which I have calculated, students? That is 20.67 approximately, right? So 20.67 is my approximate price. So 300 into 20.67 gives me the answer of 6201, right? So I'll take round figure 6200. Why? Because we have rounded off 20.66 into 20.67, right? So again there is a change in the figure, so that we will take the round figure. I hope it is clear to each and everyone, right? So 20.67, this is how, students, we have calculated the weighted average price, right? So that is the main thing you need to study in under weighted average method, fine? Okay. Now again we have issued 100 kgs on 16th of August, right? So please write down, students, on 16th of August we have issued 100 kgs. So in quantity, write down 100 Now which price to be taken, students? The last price which you have written in the closing stock, because out of this 300 you have issued this 100 quantity, right? So out of this 300, so price will remain the same 20.67. So 100 into 20.67, I'll multiply, right? 100 into again 20.67. So that gives me how much quantity we have issued, student. Just a second. Please check. On 16th of August, the quantity is 150, not 100, right? So it is my mistake. I'll write down here 150. So 150 into 20.67 gives me 3100.5, right? So we'll take 3100 as amount, just round it off to the nearest zero, right, as it is 0.5, because we have again rounded off here 20.66 into 20 point. If you do recurring, you will get the exact amount, right? So 20.6 recurring, if I do, I saw this again in the last to last lecture also to you people, right? So 20 point again 666 into 150, if you do, you'll get the exact amount of 3100, right? So that is what we saw. So 3100 is gone. So how much quantity is now left out, students? 150. We had 300. Out of that, 150 is gone, right? So you are now having the remaining quantity of 150, right? Here no need to calculate the price once again. Why? Because this is from whatever we had calculated only, right? So here the price will be 20.67, because your question of calculating arises only when the new material comes in the business, right? So whatever is the remaining thing, again 3100, the same calculation. Why? Because 150 into 20.67, 150 into 20.67. I hope it is done, each and everyone, right? Okay, now the next is returns from the job, right? Again, in the last sum also we saw that is returns from the job is 10 kg, quantity is 10 kg, right? Now this is from the material which was issued on 3rd of August, right? So material issued on 3rd of August was 20 rupees. So return will also be 10 into 20, that is 200 only, right? Will remain the same throughout all the three methods. Done? Okay. Issues dash dash dash. Now the question arises of the quantity, right? So in FIFO LIFO we write down again two quantities and three quantities differently. Here we will add up. So 150 plus 10 I have received. So 160. Price I need to calculate once again according to the formula, right? So again we'll put up, I can give this as number 1. After your sum is completed, you have to compulsory show this working, right? So number 2 I'll calculate in the same formula, right? So what is the date for our calculation? 18th August. You need to show the date also, students. You need to write down the formula also, right? So again P1 Q1. So here now my P1 becomes 20.67, Q1 becomes 150, right? P2 becomes my 20 and P1 becomes 10. Is it clear to all of you? So I'll write down P1 20.67 into 150 plus you have again 20 into 10 divided by 20 into 10 divided by 150 plus 10, that is equals to my total quantity 160, right? So when I multiply this, right, what answer I am getting, we'll see. 20.67 into 150, that is 3100, right? 0.5 plus 20 into 10, that is 200, divided by 160. So I can say 20.63 on an average I am getting, right? So what will be my price for that? It will be 20.63 approx I am writing, right? Here also it will be approx only because we are approximately rounding off the amount for our convenience of accounts, right? So 20.63 is the price which you have got. So what you need to do is immediately 160 into 20.63 you need to write down, right? So 20.63, so multiply 160 by 20.63. So you'll get the answer of around 3300, right? So 3300 is my, again, the answer of this. You can write down in working also very properly, right? So 3300 is the closing balance. I hope it is clear, everyone. Now the new purchases we have made. So 21, as it is the first sum of weighted average method, students, I am going very slow so that you understand the concept. Next sum we'll do it quickly, fine. So 21, how much you have purchased? You have purchased 300 kgs, right? 300 kgs you have purchased at the rate of 19 rupees. Remember students, there is no change in the receipt column. It will remain the same in across all the three methods, right? So again 300 into 19 gives me 5700. 300 into 19 gives me 5700. Issues, it will be dash. Again the third date calculation, right? Now the total quantity is 160 plus 300. So my total quantity becomes 460. Total quantity becomes now 460, right? Again the calculation for that 460 will do the third date, right? So what is the date on which you have purchased? On 21st of August. You can write it in serial order, students, as such the space is limited. I'm writing it below the sum, 21 August. Now the P1 becomes 20.63, right? So 20.63 into my Q1, 160. 20.63 my Q1 160 plus my P2, that is 19, divided by Q1 300 divided by Q1 plus Q2, right? What is my Q1? That is 160 plus what is my Q2? That is 300, right? So you need to calculate, students, 20.63 into 160 plus 19 into 300, 9000 divided by 460, right? So around, on an average, you are getting 19.57, I can say, right? So 19.57 is the approximate price of that material, right? So again I'll write down approx here, 19.57. So what I'll do is, again in this 460, 19.57, right? So multiply this, students. 460 into 19.57 gives me the value of 9002, right? So I'll take on an average 9000. Rounding off you can do, otherwise at the last there can be a problem of around 8 to 10 rupees in your rounding off, right? So 9000 I have taken. Again very quickly we'll be writing the next part, that is you have now issued out of this, right? On the date of 27 you have issued, how much you have issued, students? You have issued 100. Prices, there will be no issue. You can directly take 19.57 here, right? So again multiply this 19.57, that gives me 1957. 1957, right? Now the balance you are having is 360. Again there is no issue in the prices, because out of this total we have given, unless and until new purchase comes, there will be no issue in the prices, right? So 360 into 19.57, if I do, I get the answer of 7045, right? So 7045 I can take directly, as such no rounding off is done. So 7045 I have done, right? So what I have done is I have calculated opening balance, that is the same. Only thing you need to calculate is your prices is the most important thing, right? Again, quickly, as far as your last sum is concerned, do the same thing. Do the totals of the quantity, do the totals of the amount of receipt column, quantity of issue column, quantity of amount column, quantity of balance column, and quantity amount of your balance column, right? So do this 6 totals. I give you 1 minute, then I'll write down the total and we will tally it. Fine, students, quickly complete your sum. I hope, students, you all must have completed your sum, right? So what is the total of your first quantity of your, we can say, receipt column is your 660, right? It will remain the same across all the sums. So 660 is my total of my receipt column, right? So 660. What is the total of my amount column? That is 3000 plus 4200 plus 200 plus 5700, right? So I am having the total also 13100. As you can see, this is the same total which we got in all the 3 methods, right? Again, the quantity of my issue will remain the same, 300, right? What is the amount of issue? Now that will change in this sum, right? Why? Because we have calculated according to weighted average method, right? So 6057 is the total which I am getting. Again, the quantity of my balance will remain the same because there is no change in the issues, and again there is no change in the, you can say, the closing balances, right? I hope it is clear. So the quantity, this is the last which we can find out, right? So what will be your answer, students? This will be your 360. This is the answer you must be getting, right? Because here we are not writing separately. So 660 minus 300 gives me the answer of 360 kg, right? Is it clear? Amount is this, right? So 13100 minus 6057, right? So here, students, as you can see, 13100 minus 6057, right? Why difference comes, that is 7043? Because somewhere here we have rounded off, right? So what is advisable is write down this total itself, 7043, right? 13100 minus this. What is advisable is change the total here, right? 7043, because you need to settle down this total. So somewhere or the others, all are your round figures. So what you need to do is change the total in the last figure so that it comes to your exact total of the last, right? It is completely fine if you do this thing, right? Because there is no issue in it. We are doing it rounding figure for your computation purpose. I hope it is clear to each and every student, right? So now you must be familiar with your FIFO method, LIFO method, and your weighted average method, students, right? So again, this I tell you, it is only asked for 4 to 5 marks in your exam, but 5 marks if it is asked, it is again very much easy for you to compute this part. Fine. I hope all of you done with this sum. We'll do one more, another sum of October November 2018 university sum. You are already having that sum, so we'll be starting with that sum again in 10 seconds, right, students? Be ready with the format. I have already told you, prepare the formats in advance so that we can completely cover up the sum, right? As such, whatever sums I have given to you, you need to do that part, right? I hope it is clear. we will be starting, students, with the October November 2018, right? Those who are doing together with me, fine, prepare the format very well in advance. I'll give you again 5 seconds if you want to complete the format part. Then we'll start with the next sum. Again, a very small sum. You just need to prepare these columns and then we can start very quickly. Okay, so I suppose everyone is now ready with the format, right? Again, this is the sum of October, November 2018 we are following, right? So this is my question number 2 of this chapter, right? Then we will continue it with the material chapter only, right? So your sum numbers will be according to the material chapter, the practical sums which I have given, because it is the second part of your materials chapter only, right? So this is my October, November 2018. Question number 2, Bharuch Limited, right? So what is given in the sum, students? We'll understand this first in detail and then we'll start with the sum. As you can see, transactions of material A of Bharuch Limited, 4 marks, right? This is for 4 marks which is asked. On 1/7/2018, they have purchased 2000 units, amount is 8000, right? So far, whatever sum we have done, in that your units were given, rate were given, amount we were finding. Here they have already given the amount, so you need to find out the rate, right? Purchases is given 3000, again 12,900. Issue is given 3000 according to FIFO method, right? Whatever method they say, it is like a game, right? Whatever they say, you just need to play according to the rules, right? So 3000 according to FIFO method, okay, so we'll do it accordingly. Again, purchase is made 1800, 8280, you need to calculate the balance. Again, issue is given 2000 and LIFO, right? A very easy sum, we'll be doing it quickly. Just remember the concept of your FIFO and just remember the concept of your LIFO, right? No issues in that. So we'll be starting with the very first date which they have given. The month is July, I can come to know. 2018 is the year, right? So 2018 July, on the very first date, receipt purchase is there, right? How much quantity? 2000. Amount I am knowing 8000. How can I find out the rate, students, right? So all the genius students, you people know total amount divided by total quantity gives me the rate, right? Total amount, once again, divided by total quantity gives me the rate, right? So my rate is 4 rupees. So what I'll do is I'll write down rate here 4 rupees, right? Issues, there will be dash dash. Again balance, the quantity will remain the same. 2000 into 4 gives me the amount of 8000, right? We'll be going quickly because you know all the concepts now and you are familiar with the sum. Second part is again purchase. So on 7th of July, you have purchased 3000 more quantity. Rate you don't know as usual. Amount is 12,900, right? So amount is 12,900. What you need to do is total amount divided by total quantity. 3000 gives me the amount of 4.3, right? So go into the points. 4.30 I am writing for your convenience, right? So the amount is 12,090. Now issues dash dash dash. Now the balance you need to write down, right? As far as nothing is said, we will consider it according to the FIFO itself, right? So closing stock will be 2000 into 4 is equals to 8000. New 3000 into 4.30 gives me 12,900. This is the total, as we always do, the bracket of 5000 kg, right? So I am having 5000 kg in my closing stock, that is closing balance, right? I suppose it is done, all of you, right? Moving on to the next transaction, that is on 13th of July, right? Issue is given. Issue is 3000, right? So receipt column I'll put dash, quantity 3000, right? Now don't make the hurry of writing the quantity, students, because it is the FIFO method, right? So FIFO means out of your 5000 total, first in first out. So 2000 is first in, so it will go out and the remaining 1000 will go out from here, right? So what I'll do is 2000 will be from this consignment. So 2000 into 4 is my 8000, and 1000 will go from this, right? So 1000 will go from 4.30. So multiply this 1000 into 4.3, that gives me 4300. Hope it is clear. As such, they have said FIFO method, students, right? So we are following FIFO method. Whatever they say, do it. So out of 5000, 2000 I have taken from here, and the remaining 1000 is from here, right? So what I am left out is with, this is gone. 3000 minus 1000 gives me the remaining quantity of 2000. What is the rate, students, of this 2000? Without any doubt, 4.30, because the earlier rate was 4.3. So 4.3 into 2000 gives me 8600. So only quantity left out with me is 2000 kg. Is it clear? Okay. Moving on to the next part. Again, you have made a purchase on 22nd of July, right? So write down on 22nd of July, purchases is 1800, right? Amount is given 8280. So calculate 8280 divided by 1800 is my 4.6. So 4.60. Don't get afraid if it is in points, right? Don't make any mistake of rounding off in this sum, because it is up to 2 decimal only, and it is for 4 marks, right, students? So according to your 4 marks, you need to solve the sum very quickly. It should hardly take 5 minutes to you with the format to solve the sum, right? So 1800 into 4.60, 8280, issue is dash. Now you are having two kind of material once again in the closing stock. 2000 into 4.30 is 8600. 1800 into 4.60 gives me 8280, right? So total quantity, as you can see, I am having is 3800 units, or kg I can say. 3800 kg, right? Again, out of this, last they have given is on 26th of July, right? You have issued how much? 2000 units. So 2000 units, right? 2000 units is the issue. I have written it in receipt, right? So cancel it, those who are writing by seeing me completely without thinking, right? So again, students, cancel this thing. I can do this kind of mistake any point of time. You need to use your brain and you need to write it down, right? So receipt dash, it is the issue. So in issue 2000. Now I'll not write down 2000 first, right? Because they have given the method of LIFO, right? LIFO means last in first out. Who came last? 1800 units. So I'll write down in quantity 1800 units. The rate is 4.60 and the amount is 8280 I am having, right? Same thing I'll write down from here. Now I have issued 2000 units, right, students? I have again issued 1800 out of 2000. How many required? 200 more. 200 will be from the earlier material. So 200 into 4.30. So 4.3 into 200 gives me 860, right? So my issue is complete. How much I am remaining with? 1800 is gone. This 2000 minus 200 gives me again 1800 quantity. 4.30 is the amount of that quantity. So 1800 into 4.3 gives me the amount of 7740. 7740. I hope it is clear to each and every student. Fine. 7740 is the amount. So 4 marks is for this 4 closing stock. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I hope it is clear. So my closing stock, if I can say, is 1800. Right? So as far as your 4 marks is concerned, you can quickly do the quantity total also. 2000 plus 3000 plus 1800 plus you're done, right? So 6800 is my quantity of your receipt. Quantity of your issue 2000 plus 1000 plus 1800 plus 200. So 5000 is my quantity for my receipt and issue. 6800 minus 5000 gives me the quantity of 1800. That is my final quantity which I have already written, 1800, right? Is it done? All of you? Fine. Again do the total of your amount, 8000 plus 12900 plus 8280. That gives me the amount of 29180, right? So 29180 is my total of my amount. Here 8000 plus 4300 plus 8280 plus 860. That gives me 21440, right? So 29180 minus 21440, 440 gives me 7740. That is what I have exactly, right? So we have scored 4 marks together, students, right? Is it done to all of you, right? Again, do practice this sum at your home, students, one more time without seeing the solution which we have solved. It is very easy, mind well, right? I'll take again. I suppose it is clear to each and every student. Fine. So we have completed one sum according to your 3 methods, and the second sum is this, right? I'll take one more lecture again on this type of sums, the practice sums which I have given to you, right? Then you can solve it on your own. All the sums, it is very easy. The same solution will be provided together with the material account sum of your earlier and this, fine. So one more lecture on this, students, then we'll conclude with this chapter. You can practice it at your home. Any queries, any doubts, you can surely put up in Google Classroom. We will help you out, right? So concluding today's lecture, this is Professor Shaurya Shah teaching you Advanced Accounting and Auditing Paper 1. Happy teaching time, students, with you all. Thank you for your attention. Take good care of yourself. Study hard, perform well. Thank you very much for your attention. See you in the next lecture, students.